Hey guys, and welcome to another Nielwin ASMR video. And today, as I promised you in previous video, I'm going to be baking a banana bread, and this is the recipe from this book, and the recipe is over there, and it's this recipe over here. So I'm going to follow the different steps and make it properly. So I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so I just decided to erase and delete the audio file of the video because it was way too loud and not relaxing at all. So I decided I would better do a binaural kind of video today. So I started with mixing and opening and cutting 3 fresh bananas, and it was high time to use these bananas because they started to be not so fresh. So I hope this binaural voice over is relaxing for you guys. I hope I am not doing heavy sound and heavy mouth sound, so I hope it's very relaxing. And now I'm using it was supposed to be an avocado kind of spoon, and it's to make, well, crush, I don't know what word fits best there, but it's very good to create, to smash, to smash avocado, and I used it for bananas, and it was very, very nice and useful to use. I look very aggressive smashing these bananas. I look very aggressive, as if the bananas did something personal to me. But no, they did not. So, the little, how do you call that, table set I used, this is the white thing you see under my bowl, kept moving all the freaking time. So I just decided to take it off a little bit later versions, let's say, varieties of this recipe, so you can find it really everywhere. It's not a hard recipe to find, and filming it was a real adventure, not gonna lie. It was a real adventure to make. And now I put 2 spoons, it's dessert spoons in my country, of milk, and that was approximately 15 grams, or 50, whatever. I mean, if you use pounds, or if you use, you know what I mean. No, it's not pounds, it's ounces. And if you hear something, a crinkly sound in my back, it's my cat. You know what cats are doing? They sleep, they change position, and then they sleep again. Now I use 2 eggs. 2 eggs. 2 eggs. I'm very gentle when I open eggs like that. Because my mother and my sisters told me to just open the egg frankly, but I prefer to be gentle and slow, and honestly I have never found any part of the shell in my baking, so in my pastries, in my cakes, in my food in general, I have never found any shell, so I keep doing it. I'm sorry for the appearance of the prep, because it looks yummy, right? This is not, well, take it as an irony, okay? It doesn't look tasty at all, but this is what pastry looks like, right? At the beginning of your prep, it doesn't look yummy, you know, except anything made with chocolate. Everything made with chocolate looks just amazing. And this is how do we call it? Chemical flour. Let me check in my little phone dictionary. And it was, well, 2 coffee spoons, if you call them coffee spoons. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I know how to say the words, and I feel like, yes, I know how to do that, but no, I don't. So it is, oh, baking powder, okay, a baking soda, baking powder. I had this word in my head, but I felt like, no, this is not, well, actually, yes. Anyways. So, I've read somewhere that the bicarbonate is used so that when you're cooking bread, or like beans, for example, it's going to cook better. It's like a link between ingredients in your pastry. So I put a little bit of salt, and it feels like I put too much salt in the dough, but no, I did not, because this salt that we have at home is very hard to manipulate, and you can just turn it 10 times, you won't have more salt. This is so annoying. Now I add 250 grams of flour. I don't know if you have the reference, but it's iron crusk or something. It's famous Instagrammer and comic, and every time he pronounces the word flower, he pronounces it like that. The result is that I don't know how to pronounce flower in a better way. This is funny because some of my British friends, they're like, you're done with that word, flower. I love it. I love the way he says that. So normally it's like flower or floor or whatsoever pronunciation. Don't ask me to pronounce it correctly. It is pronounced flower. Okay? So flower. 250 grams of flour. Oh my gosh, I am full of stupid references like that. But as a consequence, you are never bored with me around. You will never be bored. I'm like a clown without the appearance of the clown, you know. Oh, clou de girofle et cannelle. Oh. Okay, I think I forgot these words too. Oh. Cinnamon. Hey, yes, I love cinnamon. Don't tell me I put too much. I would not accept this comment. This is not too much. And cloves. A few cloves. And cinnamon. Well, I actually regret putting cloves because I read, oh my gosh, my camera is shaking so much. I read somewhere that cloves, well, and I also know that when you put cloves in a dove like that, the taste is just going to be amazing and very strong, and I love the taste of cloves. But there is also another technique, that is to put the cloves at the top of the dove, of the pastry, before putting it in the oven. But I felt like in any of the two techniques, the cloves might fall at the bottom of the pastry, and some just stopped a little, stopped the oven basically, and they put the cloves on the top when it is cooking. So I will try maybe next time. But when it is cooking in the oven, I'm not very confident in opening, stopping, putting the clothes, closing and restarting, you know. So I just decided to put everything before cooking. And now this is the technique that my family taught me to put butter in and whatever you're using. Whatever, well, in France at least, because sometimes I'm just very confused by the word that English people use. But we call it un moule à gâteau. So we call it a moule à gâteau. So it's a baking mold, a baking pan. I don't know if you call it this way. I'm so sorry. A baking pan, but we have very different words. Well, whatever. This is not a French lesson. But well, at least in my family, I learned very different words to call a baking pan, depending on the size, depending on what cake you're going to bake with it. You know, so yes, very different words, but everybody knows that French is a very hard language, right? It is. So now, I'm sorry, it doesn't, well, at least the autofocus is working. But, this is the most satisfying step. Pouring voice over